My whole thing right now is about being unstoppable, about really reaching inside and grabbing something that's in there that you might not know is there.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Todd's Unrequested Opinion. Once again, this is my opinion given to you without being requested. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I like to call the unwanted opponent, the hidden friend. Now, you might be thinking, why the hell do I want to watch this video? Here's the relevance. Here's why this matters. Right now, what we've got, is a lot of stuff happening outside in the world that is effectively making people feel trapped, choiceless, hopeless, making people literally feel like they've got no control. And a lot of people have uncertainty and stress, and they fear what tomorrow looks like in both the business domain and also in personal life as well. Now, this idea, this concept is something that I kind of created as a result of my own life. And what it highlights, is it gives you a way of thinking, a mental model, if you would, of thinking about the challenges that life gives us. Because you'll admit, right, there are some people that can have the curveball of life chucked at them and it doesn't really knock them off the horse for very long. It hits them, but then they manage to get themselves back on the horse and to keep on riding. However, some other people, when they get hit with the hard curveball of life, they don't just fall off the horse, right? They're done. They never jump on a horse again. So my goal with this video is to perhaps equip you with a way of thinking about challenges, thinking about the world and how we evolve and grow as people that will make sure that you are the kind of person that can get back on the horse, keep on riding, and everything becomes great. Now, as I said, the way this kind of came about was from my own personal history. I ran away from home when I was 11, got involved with crime on the street and drugs and all that stupid bullshit. By the time I was 16, I was addicted to crystal meth. By the time I was 17, I was doing a lot of stupid things with even more stupid people. And that landed me in prison for the first time. Now, it's funny because when I went there, I made a fantastic life choice, which is, probably should stop doing this crystal meth. It's not the best for you, Todd. And I stopped it, but obviously I didn't learn my lesson. Right? I learned something, but I didn't learn the thing that significantly changed my life, right? I learned that when I was 18. Because see, when I got out when I was 17, I literally went back, I rejected all those people from the drug scene, right? I was like, that's it, user in the past, I don't like you. In fact, that was a problem in itself because then I wanted to fight them all the time. And I became a raging alcoholic. I was drinking all the time. And I found myself once again in prison when I was 18. Now, when I was 18, I was sitting in prison for a number of things that I did do, but one thing that I did not do, right? And that one thing that I did not do was going to cost me 10 to 15 years of my life. And the legal aid came in and told me that everything is looking like this is going to go ahead. 10 to 15 years, that's a long time, right? That's a significant portion of your life. And that made me angry, it made me bitter, made me resentful. I had vengeful thoughts for the people that had betrayed me and lied and put me in this situation. And I was sitting in prison. The first time was about 3 to 4 months when I was in the boys' yard. And the second time I was sitting in there for I think 6 to 8 months from memory. And I had this realization the second time that really it changed everything, right? The unwanted opponent in my instance was sitting in prison facing 10 to 15 years for something I did not do. The hidden friend was me being able to get the insight, right? The insight to completely change everything in my life. And once again, I say this all the time in my live events, I did not want to be there. That's not a far-fetched, right? You can understand. I didn't want to be sitting there about to lose my entire life to prison. That's a no-brainer. However, I'm very congruent when I say that if I did not go to prison when I was 18, sit there and have this fucking thing hit me in the face and wake me up, I would not be here right now talking to you. So I'm a firm believer that life gives us what we need, not always what we want, right? Because I wouldn't be here right now talking to you if life just gave me what I wanted, right? What I wanted was to not be in prison. What I wanted was to get off scot-free. That's not what I got. All right, life gave me what I needed, which is a freaking harsh wake-up call. So let me quickly show you right now what I think, and I'm very visual, so I like to draw things. So I'm just going to go down to this and quickly draw what I feel is a way of thinking about life, the challenges that we face, and understanding that every single thing that happens is the opportunity for us to get significant personal growth. Not just personal growth, personal transformation, and personal evolution if you do it right. So let me show you right now what I'm talking about. So this thing that I'm going to draw right now is a visual way I like to think about the evolution, right? The cycle of evolution that we can go through as human beings. So what you've got 4 quadrants. Yeah, you've got 4 quadrants. Now, up the top, right, you've got what's called A, you've got B down the bottom, you've got C, and then you've got A plus at the top. Now, A is the quadrant where things are as they were. Now, look, for most people, that was your identity when things were good, and that were your circumstances, which I just write circ, when things were good. Now, for most people, the way things were is A is normally the quadrant where things are going well. You know, the house isn't on fire, everything's not going to freaking hell in a handbag, like things are relatively okay when you're in the A quadrant, yeah? Then what happens is that life chucks you a curveball. Yeah, so for me, A was before I went to prison. B is when I'm sitting in prison facing 10 to 15 years, and this is as things are, right? So the way things are. Now, when you're down in quadrant B, and this is where a lot of people are right now with COVID-19, right? They're in quadrant B and they're kind of bridging between quadrant B and quadrant C. And I'll explain that in 2 seconds. But when you're down in quadrant B, all you've got, right? You've got stress, unknowns, fear, and there's also uncertainties, yeah? Down in that spot right there, that's where you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It stresses you out. There's all these variables. And also another thing that's here too, which I'll quickly put right down here, is change. There's things that are changing around us, right? Every single human being responds and adapts to change differently. Some people can handle it well. Other people, it completely rocks the boat. But that's what B looks like. B is the scary place. It's where you literally, the shit has hit the fan, things are going wrong, the house is on fire, and you're in the problem, you're in the pain, right? And then what happens, right? When you're down in B for a while, you then start to think about, well, okay, this is how things are. What will things be? So quadrant C is will be. What will the future be like? What are things going to look like? And what's really, really interesting, yeah, is as you go around this, and this is interesting, yeah, the next quadrant, which is quadrant A plus, is new state. That's your new state of being. And effectively, yeah, this is the cycle of growth because it starts here, comes all the way around, and then it goes up to A plus. And then once again, A plus proceeds to go back to A. Except obviously it's A plus, yeah? So this is a cycle. Now let me unpack these a little bit more. So when people are in A, as I said, normally when you're here, like things are good. Life's great, you know, it is what it is. There's not necessarily a house behind you on fire that's gonna burn everything down. And then as you go down into B, that's where the shit's hit the fan. Literally, we're in lockdown. Businesses are worried about how they're going to make ends meet. You've got people losing their jobs. Like, that's literally the representation of what's going on right now with COVID-19. And then over here, you've still got a red zone. However, quadrant C, only half of this zone is red if you do it right. Because quadrant C is the only place where you're going to get the insights, the growth, the perspective to evolve yourself into A+. Let me explain what I mean. So effectively, when you're in C, this is the place where you need to get perspective. This is where you need to get new insights. This is where you need to find new meanings and take new action. Yeah? That's what C is all about. If you fail to do that, right? If you fail to change your focus, your meaning, the way that you're looking at things, you stay trapped here, right? The amount of time that somebody stays stuck in B/C is all to do with how long it takes them to get new insights, get new understandings, get new learnings, get the growth. Because what happens, right? When you bridge the gap between these two here, that's where you get growth, right? That's where you get growth, which is why the second half of C is getting green. Because when you get it right, when you get the perspective, when you get the learnings, when you can see what life's trying to give you, not just what it's taking away, boom. What you then get is you get a natural evolution into a new state. And here's the thing, right? This new state is effectively where you've had a shift in your identity and your mode of operation, yeah? So the way you go about doing the things in life. It's where you take the learnings, the insights and understandings from A, quadrant B, and quadrant C. You adopt those into your day-to-day life, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave, the way you see the world around you, and boom, you've had a full evolution, and now you can take on whatever the hell life's giving you in a new way. So let me give this perspective in a metaphor, yeah? Before I went to prison, I was in A. And I thought things were okay. I was completely bloody wrong. I was an imbecile, to be honest. But like for me, like things were okay. Then I got arrested. And when I got arrested, yeah, I've come down into B. And that's where I was just filled with hurt, resentment, hate. And like that's where that despair, the depression, the anxiety, the anger, all those negative emotions can like perpetuate out of control. And then about 8 months, 6 to 8 months into my sentence, right? This is where I started to bridge that gap. As I said, I started to bridge the gap from B up into the right side of C. I started to realize, holy shit, I started to get the hidden friend that was there inside the unwanted opponent. And that was, holy shit, this is all me. This is my own personal one, right? Whatever's going on in your life, you'll have your own hidden friend from all this stuff that's going on. And every single challenge that you ever experience moving forward in your life. Because this is the cycle of evolution. You cannot escape this. No matter how good you think things are going, you're always going to experience new Bs, you're always going to experience new C quadrants, and you're always going to get new A+ quadrants. That's the cycle of growth, the cycle of evolution, the cycle of life. It goes around and around and around, and it does not stop. So the thing that keeps you stuck on those lower halves is how long it takes you to get the perspective, the insight, the new meanings, the new actions, the new learnings to take your ass up into a new identity, a new way of being, which is that new state, quadrant A+. Now, I hope that makes sense. Like, I hope that kind of makes sense. I'm just going to change my camera view. Like, oh, look at that. There's a round of applause. The program that I've got made a round of applause. But like, think about that. And it's relevant too. Like that's the key, right? That's how we get this thing called life as amazing as possible. We don't shy away from the challenges that we face. We don't run and hide in a corner. We embrace them with an open heart, an open mind, knowing that there's nothing that life is ever going to give us that's bigger than us, that's harder than us, that can defeat us unless we let it, right? So understand whatever's going on right now, if you're in a pit at the time of watching this, just think, okay, so what's life trying to give me? How can I grow from this? What different ways can I look at this? If it's business related, like I do business coaching with people, yeah, and I've got like clients that are like freaking out. They don't know what they're going to do tomorrow because they can't operate their business. So it's like, okay, how can you shift things around? How can you pivot? How can you change your approach so that you can still get income coming in and you don't have to have so much fear and stress about the future, right? The only way you can fail is if you stop taking action, stop trying to move forward. The worst thing you can do is just give up, throw in the towel and stay down. It's like they say, losers always find a way to lose and winners always find a way to win. And the biggest difference between a winner is that the winner doesn't give up. Yeah, that's the single biggest difference. A winner doesn't give up, but a loser always will. So I want to wrap this video up and I want to just wrap it up by saying, like, just identify where you might be in the cycle because it goes round and round. You can't avoid this, okay? And the thing that gets you out of the lower quadrants as quickly as possible is getting the insights, getting the learnings, getting the growth. That then puts you on the top half. And just understand that no matter how great things are up here, you are going to experience another drop into the lower quadrants. That's life giving you the opportunity to grow, evolve, and become more than you currently are. It will always happen. The severity and the duration of how long you're down below depends on how good you get at getting the growth, getting the learnings, getting the insights, right? Shifting your perspectives. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you think anybody will get value from watching this video here, feel free to tag them, feel free to share this. Once again, if you have any topics ideas, or things you'd like me to chat about with my unrequested opinion, shoot me a PM. I'll be more than happy to chat about stuff. But anyway, take care, be safe, live with love, live with passion, and I will chat to you later. Bye-bye.